Good day to everyone watching the Bulletin channel. Today is a special day. With me is Rita Britz. She's the owner of the Val Hotel. And yesterday it was 27 years that she had the Val Hotel. Welcome and thank you for joining me at the Bulletin. I know you said we must just talk and so on. So relax, we're going to have fun. Why did you go to Val?
Well, my grandparents had a farm out there, about 12 kilometers from where we are now. And we spent our school holidays and weekends there. So as soon as the hotel came up for auction, my husband and I decided that it's time for me to get back to my roots.
I saw that you paid a worldly sum of 18,000 rand for it.
That's right, yes.
It was an auction?
Yes.
Yeah. And you've never been sorry that you've done that?
Never regretted it for a moment, no.
But Val is a beautiful little town. For those that don't know about Val, Val is how far from here?
About 52 kilometers.
Okay, it's not south, because Standerton is south. It's a little bit southwest, southeast. No, southwest.
Southwest,
yeah. A little bit towards, and there's Greilingstad is the next interesting town from there as well. My family comes from Greilingstad. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's my grandfather, my grandmother, but some of them were on that farm. And they were married in Greilingstad Church as well. But speaking of churches, you have a small little church in Val. Was that there when you bought the hotel?
Yes, it's interdenominational and it was built in 1964.
Okay.
And
my birth date, for those who don't know, it's my birth date, so it's as old as I am.
And so it was struck by lightning and built down and rebuilt in 71.
Okay.
So when we arrived at Val, when we started renovating, it was already there. It was just an extra bonus. So if somebody wanted to use the hotel as a wedding venue, it was available. So we didn't have to go and build a wedding chapel because it is a consecrated church. Yeah.
The thing about Val is, we just had a quick discussion about it now, but people think that you go to Val and there's all these things, but Val is really, I don't want to call it a one-horse town, but it's a one-street town, sort of, you know.
It shares a horse with Greilingstad.
All right, there you have it. So but it's a very small town, but it's not for those that's looking for places to go and gamble and those type of things. When you and I spoke on the phone, I told you I went to Val, the actual waterfall at one stage. But it's not a waterfall, it's more like a small waterfall. How high is it? 2 meters?
Yeah, about 2.5 meters.
2.5 meters.
Yeah.
So there's something, you know. It's not, and it's beautiful, and you can go and do the picnics there. I don't know. I think we actually did it through your hotel at that stage. I'm not sure whether we did. I can't remember how we did it.
One needs to get permission from the farmer because it is a working farm. So and it's just good manners to just
of course,
get permission and close the gate.
And the best way is to go through the hotel and do it that way.
Yes.
Because you've got all the contacts.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, so we're telling everybody to come to Val Hotel. That's the place to be. We went there just before lockdown, and we ate. That's when we went to Greilingstad, to SR Hill. And we ate there, and we really enjoyed it. And we said we want to go back again. But now you say there's no more askoek.
No more roosterkoek. Yeah.
Now what we need to do is we need to draw up a petition so that we can have the roosterkoek back on the menu.
So what did you have instead of the roosterkoek?
No, we had roosterkoek.
You did?
Yeah, it was still on. But I don't know what else I can't remember what else we had. I think we had a steak or something like that. I can't remember what the menu was, but it was very nice. And it's a lovely setting. You've got these trees and the grass and it gets frequented by a lot of people.
Yes, especially cyclists.
Yeah.
Love cycling out there, sometimes from Pretoria all the way to Val.
Yeah, that's quite a distance.
It's amazing what people can do.
Yeah.
And then cyclists love coming out there, and then motorcyclists as well.
Yeah. And you invite everybody, whether they come in cars,
welcome.
Chariots,
donkey carts.
No airplanes, I think there's no.
Oh, we actually had a helicopter landing right in the middle of the road once.
Oh, that's great.
It was quite exciting. Yeah.
All right, so the other thing I wanted to ask you is the history on the hotel. Val Hotel, how did it or where did it start? Because I mean, by the time you bought it, it's been there already. So,
Yes.
so how did Val Hotel start?
It started with Joseph Smith, who he had his farmhouse nearby. He started an old stagecoach inn at the, where on the banks of the Waterfall River. And when it was decided by the government, that by Paul Kruger's government, that they want to build the southeastern line from Johannesburg to Durban. The surveyors spent the night at the inn, and that night the Waterfall River ran its banks, so they decided it needs to go up to higher level.
Yeah.
And of course Joseph Smith was very clever, because he offered his land for free. He said the government could have the land as long as the railway line runs through it.
Okay.
And as soon as they built the railway line, he built the hotel and the shop.
But it's an important junction, really.
Yes.
We've got Standerton on the one side. I know the British, and we'll get to a little bit of that history now, but the British really looked after that railway line. That was their
there were
lifeline.
houses all along the way.
Yeah. But there's interesting stories about that. You said the Britain Boer Day. Tell us a little bit about that.
Annually, normally at the last weekend in March, we celebrate the peace, because as far as I know, it's the only light-hearted incident during the war.
Is that the whiskey incident?
That's the whiskey incident. So we celebrate the peace. So what happened? The Boers were lying in wait for the officers' train with all the goods on it, the goods train, and it was on the 29th of December. So they were properly parched and dehydrated by the 4 o'clock in the afternoon when
they needed something to drink.
So when the train was derailed, it's so well written. Gert van Riever actually wrote a book about it, the guy who derailed the train, and he said, 'n stuk potyster het by my verbygegalop soos 'n dik gevrete aasvoël. So
now that is a sight. That is a sight.
So when they dynamited the train, and as soon as it spilled over and all the crates and everything, they could see Christmas cakes and whiskey and beer and all sorts of delicacies.
So it was a Christmas present for them.
It was. And so they started getting drunk, because they just couldn't help themselves. They had to have a little bit of everything, and then eventually they started cheering with the British, which nobody was killed in the incident.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really a very light-hearted moment which we celebrate. And then so they had a lekker party together and had a great time.
But there's a reenactment of this every...
Yes, we get the Dundee diehards.
Yeah.
They do the reenactment, and the Boere on their horses. It's actually lovely. And so we go to the terrain where the incident happened, and then they do the reenactment, and it's...
Do they also get drunk?
They're not. You know what? I always have little treats for them on the train, and so they can pretend it's cake and alles, but they're never allowed to have any, not even a little bit of liquor, because they're using blanks, but because there's ammunition involved, they're not allowed to have anything. Yeah.
I hope afterwards they celebrate.
Oh yes, they do. Yes.
But the area is rich in history. I mean, Standerton as well, with the garrisons that was there, and the concentration camp. Couldn't get on the word quickly enough, and then Greilingstad and so on. So there's a very important section, and I would imagine that they would take all the Christmas cakes and everything.
Oh, lovely, isn't it?
Then you also have a big day in the area, which is the Val Boere Day.
The Boeredag, yeah. Now, that's the first Wednesday in July. For 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's the same as with the Boer and Brit. For 2 years we haven't had any celebration.
We hope by the next year we'll have them both, because the dates are gone now from all of them. I think we just passed the one date, you said.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, so I hope by next year.
Let's hope so, yeah.
Let me just get back to your hotel. How old is it then now? You said when Paul Kruger, because Paul Kruger was 200 BC, so how long ago is that?
It was just before my matric farewell. Okay, so the hotel was built in 1896.
Yeah, so it's
the front,
something.
The first part of it is still mud walls.
Yeah.
Mud bricks, yeah.
And that's those thick walls as well, most probably.
No,
Is it
not
so?
those. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have a special vibe with this thing, and then you have this restaurant or pub, I don't know what you call it really, it's a pub, restaurant, pub, watering hole, let's call it that. That is quite popular. That's the one that we went to. But I went through the hotel last time, and I don't think you were there when I just had a look quickly in the entrance, and it's quite nice. I mean, it's cozy. It makes you feel like you're in the old days, and I think it's a place where people need to go and visit. And you can either go for a day, or you can go for how long as you want to.
As long as you like, and there's so much to see. You know, actually, if it's such a nice central point, so you can spend a week or a month. You know, if
but don't expect gambling.
No gambling.
It's not that type of place. This is a retreat where you go and sit and relax.
And there's no TVs in the rooms.
Ah, that's great.
We have books in the rooms, so you can read a book.
Do you have any TV in the hotel?
Ja, natuurlijk. No, we need to have some TV there for the girls that would like to watch rugby and so on.
Okay, so you can go and watch rugby then.
Yeah.
But all right, not at the moment because COVID's now killed it.
Yeah.
And when I say killed it, killed the industry as such,
Yeah.
because it's closed for the time being. All right, so we'll let you know when it's time to go and visit again. Rita, how do they get hold of you?
Okay. If they'd like more information, they can go on our website, www.Val Hotel. It's Val with one A.
Yeah, not Val Hotel.
It's not Val and it's not Val. It is valhotel.co.za.
It's falling in Afrikaans. Val.
Yeah.
Val Hotel. Okay.
Not with an F.
Don't go to that one. So it's valhotel.co.za.
That's right.
All right,
And
you've got a Facebook page as well?
Yes, Val Hotel on Facebook.
Okay.
It's quite a lively page, and visitors like to contribute to it. You know, if they take lovely photos, we love sharing it on Facebook. And then our Instagram page.
Okay.
There's a link to it. Or you can email me with more links and so on.
All right. And your email address?
info@valhotel.co.za.
But you do functions as well. I mean,
Yes.
we spoke about the little chapel.
Yeah.
The chapel is small and it can only house how many people?
It has 12 pews, so I would say 60 odd guests, yeah.
But it's a beautiful setting for those that want to go and have a look. I'll include a picture somewhere, which I'll steal from your Facebook page.
Photographers love coming out there.
I know, I've seen a few. I've also taken a few pictures there, and it's a lovely setting. It's a beautiful setting. It's a quiet and peaceful setting, you know. So and you do other things as well there. Do you sometimes have people singing or so?
Oh yes, we used to have rock festivals. It's called Festival.
Yeah. Well, that's very apt.
Yeah. And then we sometimes have a food festival where we do boerekos. It's a boerekosfeest.
Yeah.
But what we want to do is
there's nothing in the English that we want to eat. I must say that for
fish
the
and chips.
Oh yeah, fish and chips. But it needs to be in a newspaper. All right. So you do boerekos?
So what we were thinking, because boerekos can be quite gross sometimes, it's kop and darms and kayings and sulke goed. So what I thought we'd do an international food festival with all the nationalities in South Africa, Italians, Portuguese, Chinese, whatever. Can you just imagine how lovely that will be?
So let me just say that when we get the info for that festival, we'll post it on the bulletin, so you need to follow the bulletin.
Of course.
We'll post it and we'll make a big thing about it so that you know and you can go and visit Val. Okay.
International news.
Yeah, we'll send it as far as possible.
And then there's a lovely thing that we also do. It's called Carnaval.
Yeah.
And people with vintage cars and so on, vintage tractors.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Horse and carts and so on. So, but who knows when we will ever be able to do that.
Well, we need to get past the masks first. That's our first problem.
Past the mask.
Once we pass the mask, we can get to the next stage. And the mask is, it's a necessity, but it's also killing the industry, I think.
But you know, Val is such a, it's the smallest town in South Africa with a postal code, but it's got such vast spaces. There's a sports club next to the church. So this, if we could have a festival soon, the stalls can be far apart from. Their social distancing can always be adhered to. So that's.
I know the space is big. What we need to do is when they lift the 100 people, that we can go higher or something like that. But that's the only problems we have.
Yeah.
But so, if I may end on this high note, because I told you it's 5 minutes, and I think we're 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh, 5 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you for watching the Bulletin. Go and visit Val, and we will. This is a signature for me. It's because my fingers are short. Go and visit Val and make sure to contact Rita so that you can book your place. It's going to be full once this restrictions are lifted.
So we'd say Val needs you.
Excellent. Thank you for watching us. Margaret, man.
It was great fun.